Nerdmageddon. Hello, everybody. It is Nerdmageddon here on KZLX LP Maryville. I am one of your hosts, Corey Herzog, Miss Kitten. I'm back again.
Yay.
Boo.
I know. I am here to torment your hopes and dreams with puns. And also in my crusade of sadness, I have Johnny.
Yay! I don't know why you said it like that, but
I have no idea either. I was just improving.
Being cruel, I guess, for no reason. Unnecessarily cruel.
I wasn't trying to be cruel.
No, it's fine and it's too late. Let's move on.
Okay, we have Will.
I had 2 cheeseburgers before coming here, and it's sinking well.
Oh, okay.
I know that feeling.
We
Next
might be
person.
on an extra long break for Will. In a few
Yeah.
minutes.
It's fine.
We might have some beef with Will later.
Okay, stop.
True, yeah.
Stop.
Wow.
Boo.
Yep.
Boo.
Funny joke.
You've already been back
Just
too long.
so funny.
Yeah. If
And-
we could hold off on the puns, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, no. And then we have Devin. Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Devin.
How's it
Devin.
going?
It's a go. And how is Devin?
I'm starting to feel a little bit better.
It's because of the puns.
That's not helping.
No. I think it's the 15-minute nap I took before I got here.
Ooh.
I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep max here, so it's been a
Oof.
rough day.
That is the big oof.
Yeah. But my headache's gone, so we'll see where this goes.
Oh, great. So now you're around Corey, so that's not going to...
Yeah, no, I had a really good joke for it, too.
Okay.
Turns out I'm just sitting next to one.
Oh,
I
wow.
am not a joke.
I know well.
Oh, thank you.
Guys, we're not even 5 minutes into this and we're a train wreck.
Hey.
But you know who's not a train wreck? Nintendo. They're pretty reputable.
Boo.
Yeah, back with the segues. I liked it better when we planned these. Yeah, no, Nintendo, number 9 most reputable major U.S. company, according to the Reputation Institute. More than 2,200 companies in the U.S. The top 10 are Netflix, Hershey, Whirlpool, Rolex, McCormick, Barnes & Noble, Hasbro, Costco, Nintendo, and the Lego Group.
Huh.
So
Barnes & Noble made it.
not a bad top 10, especially Netflix, Lego, Hasbro. That's not a bad round out.
I'm surprised Disney's not on there.
Okay, but Disney's kind of sketchy.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Have you read some of the articles about what it takes to be a cast member at Disney?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I read some books
Yeah.
that were really interesting about
Yeah.
Disney World and whatnot. I think probably it's business stuff that's keeping them off, honestly, is just they're buying up too many people and people see that as a threat. Nintendo's not making big moves like that.
You know, a few weeks ago, though, I did mention that Netflix is really becoming a real business powerhouse, and I think this is even more of a reflection of that. Because
Oh, absolutely. Number 1 most reputable company in the U.S.?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
they're only like 10 years old or something.
And
you know?
they're making new stuff. They're trying to expand to different platforms. They're doing a lot of stuff that's very, very unique. So
Do you guys remember when Netflix was you had to order it online and it would come in the mail?
Yes.
I remember looking at the website, and you would have to click on the movie, and in a few days you get that little packet thing,
Yeah.
and it had a little description, and we would just kind of close our eyes and just select things off the computer, just browse ourselves, it was a
That
fun
explains so
time,
much about you.
Oh, that's why I'm here.
Anybody
That's
ever
good.
use GameFly?
No.
Yeah, I used
I
GameFly.
Yeah.
remember
That's fun.
GameFly.
I hear it was the worst.
No, it was fine. It was just it doesn't really make sense now because you can get video games just
Digitally, yeah.
Well, yeah, and through downloads and stuff. So.
Yeah, and everybody's got Xbox has their Games Pass, and everybody's got their Netflix of video games now.
We had the game Monkey Ball.
Oh,
and that was the big game that
Monkey
you could
Ball.
get on there, I think.
Man.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just hear the problem was they wouldn't buy enough of the new games, and people would hog them. So if you wanted to play an older game, you could get it the next day to your house. But if you wanted something coming out and you didn't want to buy it, wait a month and a half for a copy to free up.
I don't think I ever knew somebody who bought a new game off GameFly. It was mostly just like things that had been out for a couple years and stuff. So.
Which if you're like trying to catch up, that's ideal, honestly. Like that kind of service would be cool. Just a couple of bucks, grab a game that you missed or something. I do a lot of that now because Xbox does they give like 3 games away a month, and I catch up on a lot of stuff just because it comes to me free anymore, and I'm like, it's 3 years old or whatever. Let's see it.
Redbox is actually pretty good now about doing that as well.
Yes.
Redbox is kind of the new Blockbuster.
It is.
Yeah. And
For sure.
I mean, I love it. It's so like it's everything that I want. It's like $1 or $2. I don't have to talk to anyone, and I can have it right away.
Yeah. You know what else I'm really, really loving?
What?
Disney Plus announced like some of the new content that they're having, and I am so excited. We're getting a Hawkeye TV show.
Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, and just the fact that it's going to be like all the original stuff. Like, man, I'm excited. I like the original Lion King, and
Yeah, I'm glad that we're getting every single Disney movie ever. Like we're getting from the start. We're getting every Disney movie.
Really, all of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dark Cauldron,
All of
freaking.
them. Yeah. Which is
I'm gonna
awesome
think of
because
something really obscure.
Wait a minute.
Harry
Yes,
and the
all of
Hendersons.
them.
we're getting all of them.
Yes.
Sound
except-
of the
Hold on.
South?
No,
Like,
I doubt we're getting that one.
I bet you we will.
Which
it
one?
released fairly recently, honestly, in
Really?
theaters.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like in the early in the 90s or the early 2000s or something, they did a millennial theatrical release.
Oh my god.
Wait, which
It
movie?
is a movie that
Song of
was
the South. I'll look it up.
The what?
Okay,
It was
Song of the
it was a
South.
controversial.
Oh,
release.
okay. I couldn't hear the title.
Oh, okay, yeah. But
I know it.
Yeah.
As far as like controversies aside, I think we're going to be getting every single Disney movie ever, and that's great because I love like
All of them.
I love like 5 or 6
Dragon Ball
movies
thing.
that I'll like watch over and over again. But it'll be kind of nice to go back to the very beginning of the library and just kind of like start from the beginning. Well, skip Snow White because it's terrible, and then start from the second movie and then keep going into the.
Snow White won an Oscar.
Okay, it's still a bad movie.
In like 1937.
That's your opinion.
It is.
Johnny.
It
When,
is.
like,
and that's why you
animation-
can't.
Kid, you're allowed to be wrong.
You can't argue my opinion.
It was ahead of its time.
No, have you seen it recently?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not
Actually.
comparing it in like today's standards.
It's not.
I
You
compare
should.
it-
It's not. No, you shouldn't. No, you
I
should not.
compare it to where
It
things were at the time.
is overhyped for sure because of what it used to be. I mean, comparatively, it's less so now, but it is not terribly animated by any means.
No. I think it's the animation is very good, but I think
All right, you're wrong, but okay.
for its time.
1937.
Yes, for its time, sure.
For,
Yeah,
the animation
yeah,
for
I
its
think-
time
Yeah,
is
very competent.
Animation for its time, very good. The storytelling is terrible. There is barely a story.
I don't care about any of those princess
Would
movies,
you like?
really.
Would you like for them to go back to like original Brothers Grimm for that?
What do you mean?
Like the original story of Snow White?
There are other ways that they can like make things bigger and better. Like Little Mermaid was not 100% true to its,
It was nowhere close to the source material.
But, and Little Mermaid is not great either. But
It's very pretty.
It is. The music is great.
Honestly, if you watch The Little Mermaid, just like look at the backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's the most fun
The
part.
music is great,
And the music's good,
animation
yeah,
is great,
too.
But the storytelling and the like the between the scenes or between the songs scenes are not that great. But as far as Snow White's concerned, there's so little that matters that happens in that movie. Like so much happens that you're just like, why is this here? Oh right, they needed to fill time. Like they spent like 15 minutes of animating the animals cleaning everything and it's like a lot of it was to show people that they could animate it, but now that it's 2019, it's like I don't know. You can only see so much of the exact same thing for an hour and a half. But
Sure.
Speaking of
for sure.
Speaking of streaming services, though,
Yeah.
the Criterion channel, which is this big. So the Criterion collection is like this whole thing of like historical movies, like internationally, basically. And they've just announced their own streaming service that I think came out Monday. And so me and a friend are gonna check it out. I think it's only like a couple dollars or something, but it's most of like the really, really like classic movies throughout like the 20th century and maybe to like 1800s and stuff.
Okay.
So we're just gonna. I honestly just if I have the free time, I want to check it out and just kind of like do like a little report and stuff to see if it's actually worth it. because there's a lot of good foreign films, which is what I'm into, and surprisingly a lot of like short films that just nobody like, it's just lost to time basically, and I think that'd be really cool to check out. So the Criterion Channel streaming service came out Monday basically, as a summary.
I may need to sit down and watch Citizen Kane again.
Yeah, I think it should be on there, and I'm not
imagine.
really sure, like, for the streaming service, if they're going to do the entire, like, collection of movies, or I think they might just be starting off in small little doses. But there's particular short films from, like, black and white Brazilian films, like, artistic,
a lot of films.
aesthetic, magnificence, you know.
That
Cool.
sounds amazing, because I would love to go back and watch some of, like, the top horror movies, like, throughout time.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be so awesome.
It's almost worse to watch a pun like flatline than it is to like be made fun of for making it.
Why
I think.
did she
What
make
was
one?
it?
I didn't
No,
make
I made one.
Oh.
And you guys all just kept talking, and I was like, okay.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I would have rather have been jumped on for that, honestly.
I-
No,
If only we could reverse times, then you could say your pun.
Maybe that's how we stop Corey. Maybe we just ignore her when she makes those puns.
that's what I keep.
No.
I am
no.
unstoppable.
Do not encourage
That's
her.
not true at all.
It's very true.
A couple bottles of wine and would say differently, probably.
No, that just means I fall asleep.
That's stopping.
That's stopping
That's stopping
you.
right in your tracks, son. Yeah.
You know what's not stopping its tracks? The Walking Dead.
Oh.
Oh. Who wants to?
Why
Who
not?
wants to
I'll-
put this knife into the dead deer? I don't know.
I've-
Like, I was gonna
so-
think of something.
As
better,
you do.
but I don't know.
Walking Dead is starting its third series, and it's not a lot of information is out about it right now. But it's gonna be. It said it was gonna follow two women, and it gave a brief description. I don't know if you can find it somewhere, but it said that it's gonna be two. The two main characters are gonna be women, and yeah, I don't know. I think that, you know, like, it'll probably do well.
Oh well, yeah.
But I don't know. Well, I think it'll do well. I just don't know that. Like, I mean, I guess there's not really a lot of information out yet to really know. But I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I watch everything. But we'll see what happens.
The thing is, I think a lot of, like, old fans of The Walking Dead, I think they're all just kind of like, it's straying so far from the comics, and
Well, this isn't based on the comics. Like,
yeah,
only the main show is.
yeah. But I also feel like a lot of people just think, like, the original show is going so downhill, and then Fear the Walking Dead just took a lot of, like, it took getting used to. Like, a lot of people when they first started watching are like,
I mean, from what I heard, it was actually like a little bit of the opposite. Like, because The Walking Dead is a universe, and the comics are based on the, or the main TV show is based on the comics. Everybody was kind of happy that they would make a spin-off, because it's not taking away from the comics, because the comics are already being utilized for the core show. Whereas Fear the Walking Dead is its own thing, and people appreciated that they were making new stories out of the same world with new characters. And I think doing that again would potentially be. I mean, I'm hoping it could be just as great. I think in some ways Fear is better than the core show. But I mean, there are in some ways, I think that it is.
I wouldn't know.
And in some ways it is. But
I don't want to like argue, because I'm not like a big Walking Dead fan like myself. I did watch Fear of the Walking Dead because I thought the story would be like more interesting when they talked about like because it was a prequel, you know, and it is. But they would talk more about like kind of the science, or like the things like behind it and stuff. And maybe that's not very true to the comics, because it doesn't really matter about like what happened in the past. Right now it's just like this cool thing that happens, and it's just like a bunch of problem solving within characters. But I think that like I watched the first season of Fear the Walking Dead, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does get better.
I think so, for sure.
Okay, yeah. And so maybe I just need to give it a chance, but I wouldn't say that it was like better than the original or anything.
The difference between how, from what I've noticed, how the shows run is The Walking Dead's core show it ties in a lot of the seasons together in a good way that like things that might have happened 2 seasons ago might resurface now, or things that happened a while ago might resurface.
Sure.
Whereas Fear the Walking Dead, everything like they're very like boom, boom, boom. Every season is very.
They just have like an event that happens, and then they move on.
And then they move on,
Yeah.
and like it's good and bad. It's really kind of how you like that. But I love.
Well, a lot of people really didn't like. They felt like several seasons of The Walking Dead dragged on forever.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the format where, you say what you will about sort of like the Monster of the Week type format, but I kind of like just like,
yeah,
we're just moving. We're just telling stories.
Yeah, and like with Fear the Walking Dead, they know exactly where their start, middle, and end. They know where the climax is going to be. They know how to keep things interesting. And there's so fewer characters in Fear the Walking Dead there are in the core show that you care a lot more. At least I think that when I'm watching a show, I love each character more than I love all the characters as a whole in The Walking Dead, because Fear the Walking Dead does a great job of making sure that they utilize every single possible element they can of that story. And Walking Dead just doesn't do as good of a job at that.
What parallel universe do I live in where like spin-offs are now like relevant shows? Could you imagine if we were sitting here talking about like Joey or something?
Oh,
like,
God.
Wait, what?
I'm
Joey got his own show after Friends ended, and it was not good.
Oh.
I'm saying it, I've always said this, but Monica and Chandler would have been a better show than Joey.
Yeah, I probably.
Monica and Chandler, that'd be a great show.
Friends was terrible.
Yeah, I was about to say hot take. Friends is terrible.
Hot
There
take
it
because
is.
it's not true.
Friends has its moments. It is not necessarily. I don't know. I do not see it as like the pop culture icon that a lot of people are obsessed with making it. But I'm somewhere firmly in the middle. I enjoy episodes, and I also don't. Care
I
that
tried
much.
Do you guys
watching-
prefer
Watch
Raymond
it,
over
so-
Friends? Because a lot of people.
Oh,
compare
yeah,
the-
for sure.
Oh my
my
gosh,
grandma did.
what?
My grandma did.
Oh my
I don't want
gosh.
to debate.
I only ever
No,
watched like
I
a
don't
handful
want
of
to talk about
Friends.
sitcoms.
I want to debate.
You know what? Hey,
Anyway.
we can do that sometime. We can have a debate about sitcoms.
I thought it was funnier. I don't know.
Alf is the greatest. I went back and watched some Alf, and I was disappointed in how unfunny I found it. I loved that show as a kid, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I have no transition for this next one.
I mean, it's either no transition or a bad transition. So
Yeah,
Just jump into it. Just
Yeah,
jump right into it.
our next
That's
topic
what
Topic
we
is
We're just gonna
Marvel
jump
Phase 4.
Indeed.
No X-Men.
No X-Men.
yeah.
So
That's
basically,
not excellent.
I think it was Kevin Feige. I'm not sure on that one. I should look this up before I talk like that. But there was an interview with somebody talking about Phase 4 of Marvel and what's next after Endgame. And no X-Men plans, at least not major ones that we know of. Basically what he said was Phase 4 is going to be very different from the first 3 phases. And the thing you're going to immediately notice about it is it has basically 2 branches. And there's the main movies branch, the big blockbuster money hitters that they know they're going to want to do, Black Panther 2, all that jazz. But they're focusing less on that than they have in the past. And then they're going this other route with like characters that you wouldn't necessarily peg for having their own movie, like Doctor Strange's sidekick and some of that sort of stuff.
Oh.
So he's saying you're gonna see 2 parallel runs in Phase 4 where it's gonna be some of the stuff that people are really clamoring for now, and then some stuff that Marvel really hasn't tried in theaters yet.
So does that mean then that that they're going to try to bring some of those quote unquote side characters up to the forefront?
I don't know. I think maybe they just want to give some of these people some more screen time.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep saying it, but I would love for Shuri to like have her own like maybe a show like
Yeah, it's
with
Feige.
Disney Plus, or because I don't think they're gonna give her her own movie yet. But
I
I want that.
Yeah. So
Can I add one
ahead.
quick thing back to the Disney Plus?
Yeah.
I just looked it up because I wanted to confirm it, but just retracing, The Simpsons will stream exclusively on Disney Plus.
really,
Yeah.
Wow.
I
according to-
might get Disney Plus. I did not get FXX. I wanted to because of The Simpsons, and I was just like, there's nothing on there that I
So,
want to watch other than that.
The
Basically.
Simpsons, I think, is on Hulu.
And only the
but-
most recent few episodes.
Like if we could get if they put the '90s Simpsons in Disney Plus,
that's
I
what they
think
have
they
on
are.
FXX.
yeah, we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
This isn't like a, but it's just.
This will be like my fourth subscription to a monthly subscription to a streaming service. So
Yeah, they're starting to pile up, aren't they?
they are.
They're gonna become your cable bill soon, and that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
But no, it was Kevin Feige, and so we're talking on the one end, Black Widow, Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Doctor Strange 2, and then the Eternals and Shang-Chi and weird stuff like that is not necessarily quote-unquote big names. And I think that's interesting that they're taking Endgame as sort of their opportunity to take the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So we are going to move right on into our news segment. It is our board game review. So Johnny, take it away.
So this week we played a sort of board game. It was a video game based on a board game.
A video board game.
Video game board game. We played Super Mario Party.
Oh yeah.
And I think that this is one of the. I mean, I've always loved Mario Party, and Super Mario Party is amazing. And so this has been one of my favorite board game weeks that we've done so far. We played. Well, basically, for those of you who don't know, it's essentially like a board game in a video game. There's randomized dice, and a lot of events happen, and everybody takes a turn. At the end of each turn, you play a mini game, and you're trying to collect the most stars and coins, and be the one who has the most stars at the end.
And you're playing as characters from Super Mario.
Yeah.
So I was Boo.
And for some reason, I don't know how often they do this, because Mario Kart and Mario Party are a little bit weird about their side characters. Just Diddy and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And like nobody else. Just Diddy and everybody else is Mario characters.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, at this point, I mean, Donkey Kong's been there since the very beginning.
Yes.
But this is Diddy Kong's first playable appearance in a console Mario Party game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's been in one handheld. He's been playable in one handheld Mario Party, but this is his first console one, which is a pretty big deal for Diddy. Which means that like a lot of DK characters are coming over and like being more frequent. We had Funky a few Mario Karts ago, so that was weird.
Yeah.
Time to get funky.
But okay.
Eddie the Big Mean Yeti. Bring it on.
Oh my gosh. Please no.
So Will, what did you think of the game?
So I had Mario Party 6 growing up, and I really, really hope that they find a graphic for it, because it is honestly one of the best video games I think I've ever played. This is coming from a dude who doesn't usually play video games, but that's why it is one of my favorites.
Explains why it's a Mario Party game.
It was a GameCube game, and I absolutely loved it. Me and my brothers would play it all the time, and it was just a good game. This has been one of my favorite board game reviews that we've done, and who knows, we could bring it to life.
I don't see that happening.
Number
happen.
ninth most reputable company might have something to say about
Yeah.
that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think we'll have trouble recreating some of the mini games without like seriously injuring people.
That's true. That's true. Though one of them is a pie throwing contest,
That's
so
true.
that would be really fun.
Okay, but
If it
that
were
would be
a pie
expensive.
eating contest, we could do that. We could recreate that.
I feel myself gaining 10 pounds thinking about doing that. I'm for it.
Yeah.
Devin, what did you think of the game?
Yeah, no, I had a really good time. Again, also one of my favorite reviews we've done. We should just like play Mario Party sometimes.
Honestly,
Really?
why don't we just spend the next few weeks just doing a different board? You know?
Yeah, really.
That would be funny. Yeah, no, I had a good time. I won because I'm good at games, and it's not often I get to say that. So if you think I'm a jerk, let
won
me know.
by chance.
That's I have many. Well, okay, number one, it's Mario Party. So yes, everybody who wins wins by chance.
Yes.
The end. But
takes
number
a
two,
little bit
no,
of skill.
I beat your butt at anything video game related.
The
So
rule
Very
for
well.
Mario Party is if you win first place, then you won by skill. But if you were a loser, then they won by chance.
Yeah.
yes, no, it's just like matchmaking online. Anybody that's better than me is a cheater, and
Yes.
anybody that's worse than me sucks.
Yes.
Only the people that I have just beaten that are on my level are worthy of my respect.
Okay. I think this is like the third time I've ever played a Mario game. So I actually had a good time. I'm still new to it, so I was not expecting to place third.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it was a really good time for everybody. I am going to rate it 5 out of 5 boo. And I need to like clarify that is 5 ghost characters from the
Yes.
Mario series.
Will.
5 out of 5 spaces.
Okay.
Good luck.
5 out of 5 allies. Yay.
Yay.
I think it's probably, I like a lot of the mechanics in this game, too, that they introduced. It's probably one of my favorite, at least the way it's set up, it's one of my favorite Mario Party games.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be really basic and do 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
That has been our board game review and our nerd news now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week. We'll be right back. We'll be doing a What You Doing segment, just kind of catching up. But as always, you nerd it here first.